Let's go. Monday. Oh, you hear that? Fresh coffee brewing right now. Monday, January 15th, 2024. We'll give the tube a second to catch up. Let the ads filter. Pepsi doing business with BC. Appreciate it, Pepsi. Thank you for the ads. Appreciate that, Pepsi. What's going on, guys? How you doing? BC Amplify coming at you. Check, check. Ant-Man in effect. You guys playback sounds pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and switch to my playback. No time for an original upload with the editing. I don't have the time today, so we're just going to do a live stream, man. There's going to be a lot more of these pop-up live streams going forward. A lot more business to be conducted outside the wrestling world, and I still want to make sure you guys get a ton of content. So there's going to be a lot more pop-up live streams. And because of that, now more than ever, you guys want to make sure you are subscribed and notified. All the things down below, make sure you're doing them, man. Especially that up, help out the algorithm for sure. Appreciate that big time. But there will be a lot more pop-up live streams going forward through WrestleMania. So that's for sure. So first, before we get into this, guys, I have the betting odds. The official list is in from Vegas. They usually have some good insider knowledge. They're talking to some people usually within the walls. This is the best that they have to bet their money on. We'll go over the men's Rumble names and the ladies. So both for sure. Before I get into anything, I want to make sure I give a shout out to channel membership chats. JR9. What up? JR9 Gaming. 13 months, man. It seems like just yesterday we were talking about a full 12 months, a full year of memberships. Gold card channel member, board of directors, I call them. 13 months. Wow, man. And JR9 was the very first ever channel member. First one to earn his gold card. AJ and Punk as the two Rumble winners would be great. I see AJ or Mercedes being number 30 and winning after saving Bayley from the inevitable damage control turn. That would be badass. Vegas does not have AJ as a... Actually, I don't even think she's in the list, JR9. She is not. But in the realm of surprises, she is. She is on that list. She is not rumored to be winning this thing, though. There's no money being placed anyway on AJ Lee. But fuck yeah, that would be great. JR9, always good seeing you up in here, brother. 13 months. Can you believe that? Does not feel like we had channel memberships for that long, man. Gold cards. I feel like I've just been handing them out like maybe 4 or 5 months. Brad Boyer is celebrating 7 months of membership with a membership chat. Brad Boyer says, "What up, BC and the AMP unit? Let's get amplified." Don't forget to hit that like button. Gold and red team. Go! Hey, I'm complete. I'm in complete agreement with Brad Boyer. Absolutely smash that up. And for my red team and my gold team, even if you're not a channel member, salute. Let me give you all a proper salute. I just brewed up a fresh coffee from the Monster 5000 behind me. So if you guys don't mind, man, to my red team and my gold team as I break shit. Hold on, I got another one too. This is hold on, I got somebody coming up here. Hold on. Jack Brewer, 13 months. Jack Brewer was one of the first ones as well. I believe the first 5. JR9 was the first ever gold card member. Jack Brewer was like in the top first 5, I should say. So Jack Brewer's celebrating 13 months too. Gonna watch the wild card games today. How about them Packers? Hoping they beat the 49ers next week. I'm still trying to comprehend what happened last night. I truly am. Jack Brewer, I appreciate you, brother. I'm going to give you all a big salute in a second. But I can't wrap my dome piece around what happened. The Cowboys didn't show up. We showed up and stood out and just rocked Dallas out of the playoffs, literally eliminated them and advanced ourselves to San Francisco for the divisional round. This is a team that's been inconsistent the entire year, and it's worse than just the youngest team in the league. It's worse than growing pains. It's the inconsistency was the basic fundamentals were being broken down. But if we could play with a complete game, this is the type of team and performance we would get. This is why I was so harsh on this team the entire year. In my Packer reviews, you guys know I've been exceptionally harsh because that's the team I knew could rock the NFL. Dallas and the entire NFL, the world just found that out last night. And I want to give you guys a props too. I don't know, a lot of you guys stop by to say what's up. Maybe not even Packer fans, but you, even though it's a Packer review, you guys say what's up and smash that up. Guys, that went up late last night. There's already well over 1,000 hits on that upload. Over 1,000 of you guys have already checked out that Packer review. I know a lot of that's probably just Packer fans coming across the channel maybe, but I know a lot of you guys too, man. Even if you're a different, there's Steeler fans, Jet fans, Bills fans, Cowboy fans, 49er fans that stopped by and said, what up, BC? Congratulations. So I appreciate that big time, man. You guys really showed up and showed out for these Packer reviews the entire season. And because of that, we're going to do it all again later this year, the 24-25 season. But we're not done yet. We're going to San Francisco. Do I think there's a big chance we're going to win that? No. But is there a chance? You're damn right. That's why they play the game. Salute to my Green Bay Packers. Jack Brewer, I appreciate it, man. I'm still trying to comprehend what happened in that game. We whooped that ass when nobody gave us a chance. Jack Brewer, I appreciate you, brother. Also, I want to give a shout out over to Carlos Ray. 13-month membership. I think Carlos was like somewhere between like 10 and 15th first ever person to earn a gold card, channel membership gold card on a channel. So Carlos was around that 10 spot, man. One of the first ones ever. More lives you do, BC, the better for us. Salute. So it sounds like Carlos and a lot of you guys are up for more live streams. I usually don't like to do that. I want everybody to feel like they're on the same base level. When it goes up, everybody can watch it beginning to end, not feel like they're out of place. Oh, I'm 45 minutes. BC's been 45 minutes into the stream, and I'm just starting it now. Damn it, what do I do? Do I start from the beginning? Do I watch it live now and then go back? But guys, because of my schedule, it's a lot easier sometimes to do these pop-up live streams. As long as you're sub notified, all that, you should know, even if I give you 20 minutes of notice. Carlos, appreciate you, brother. You're going to be getting a lot more of them, so I'm glad you're digging them. Let me give JR9, Carlos, Jack Brewer, Jane Donnelly I see up in here, man. Let me give all you guys a salute. Let me make my coffee if you don't mind. The magic potion is in. I let the creamer sit for about 20 minutes before I put it in. That way it kind of sultrates in the coffee when you put it in. Then you put the sugar in, kind of flutters between the bottom barrel and the mid ground. So you're basically getting the strong caffeine flavor right from the top. The cream and the sugar will sultrate from the middle on end. There you go. That's enough. All right. So let me give a salute, man. I'm not even done yet, too, man. You guys with the channel membership chats, I want to make sure I get everybody because Godswilla is celebrating 12 months, man. Godswilla says Cody should just finish the story at SummerSlam, do Roman and The Rock at Mania. 12-month membership. Godswilla, appreciate you big time, brother. To all you guys, man. Jane Donnelly, 12 months. Few days shy of my 13 months. And I'm rooting for Bayley to win the Rumble. Jane Donnelly, I'm going to go back to Bayley. There's a couple of stories with Bayley. First, the Vegas odds is including Bayley. We'll go over that. And then Bayley said something very interesting recently. We'll go over it. It's got people talking about what would happen in the Rumble if somebody else showed up. It's pretty interesting. So Jane Donnelly, salute. Godswilla, by the way, in your super membership chat, when you say Cody should just finish the story at SummerSlam, let Rock and Roman do Mania, we've covered it extensively on this channel. It's best for business, man. No doubt. I wholeheartedly agree. There's the placement for Cody now. There is no placement for Cody. There is no there's no story anymore. There's none, man. Unfortunately, it failed at 39. He laid next to the rubber chicken, and that's it. We've covered it on this channel to nauseum. So I don't want to go into it anymore. It looks like Roman and Rock is going to be Mania. It doesn't look like Roman or Rock is scheduled to be at Elimination Chamber. So thankfully, we all can exhale. Deep breath, RELAX. It looks like we are not going to get Roman and Rock at 5 o'clock in the morning, where most people are going to watch it on a replay on demand. Obnoxiously, stupidly, pathetically thought plan for anybody that thought that was even conceivable. That is absolutely obnoxious to even think that. Thankfully, we don't have to. So, Godswilla, I don't care if it's SummerSlam, I don't care if it's France, Backlash, I don't care if it's the local bingo hall. Cody can finish his story somewhere else. Because guess what? This is exactly what BC told you. You're waiting a whole year for struggle and adversity. You think that a year from now, we're still going to be on board with a Cody storyline about finishing his story? You better do it perfectly then. You got to keep our interest for an entire year. They failed to do that the very next night. The very next night when Brock attacked him for no reason. He was supposed to have the title at that point. Because what's going to happen in a calendar year is a lot of things are going to happen, man. We're going to start rooting for somebody out of nowhere, like an LA Knight, a megastar like The Rock is going to come back. The polarizing some bitch like CM Punk will arise out of nowhere. A lot happens in a calendar year. And here you are playing massive mastermind booker for an entire year in advance, like Cena and The Rock. WrestleMania 28, setting it up for 29. We're going to start it now, and then long-term storytelling, BC. Okay, we're just missing one thing. There's no story. You're just saying this guy needs to finish his story. That was cute and adorable. That was an actual story for 39. Just saying it isn't going to keep most of us intrigued for 40. You better have a whole new story ready to rock if we're going to do Cody and Roman again. So absolutely not. Godswilla, thanks for using common sense and logic when you think about these things. Go Jackets is celebrating 10 months of membership. Those gold cards look damn good. After your names, by the way, man. How about Nick Nemeth signing with TNA? Jack Perry tearing up his AEW contract over the weekend. Go Jackets. Yeah, I mean, Nick Nemeth and TNA is the only thing that makes sense right now. AEW could give him more money, but if you're going to showcase Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler, it's going to be TNA because Tony Khan doesn't know how to showcase these dudes. You have people like Edge that are going over there and the ratings went backwards. And we all love Adam Copeland. And he went in there with a decent program with Christian. It's just that nobody cared. And Edge felt so irrelevant. Adam Cole is a big star right there now. There's just one problem. Adam Cole feels so damn irrelevant. The Adam Cole in NXT, massive megastar. He felt that way with the Undisputed Era. Now Adam Cole, and this version of Cole, with this group around him, it feels like an 80% less of a, or should I say more of a knockoff version of his NXT self. So if Dolph Ziggler goes to AEW, where are you finding the TV time for him? How are you going to showcase him when Edge and Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, Mox, they're struggling to stay afloat over there? Ratings are telling you that, right? They're getting prominent matches from time to time, and what you would hope was good stories, hope, not quite, but the ratings are telling you nobody cares. So that's a long-winded answer. See, that's what we do. I'll say I only have a half an hour, and then you come up with some interesting conversation, and we got to talk about it. The money is there for Nick Nemeth and AEW. If he wants to be showcased a little more, it's TNA. The problem is, do they have enough eyeballs on their product to be showcased? That's the problem, right? You say the same thing about Naomi, Trinity Fatu. That's the place to really be showcased. However, is there enough eyeballs? But if you go over to AEW, the problem there is there's not that much more. Even their flagship show couldn't even break 800,000 viewers this week. It's rough. It's rough. Without the WWE spotlight, it's rough these days because WWE is even struggling. And when WWE struggles, all of the other promotions, the secondaries, the third areas, the bingo halls down the road, they're all going to struggle. That's a long-winded answer. Anyway, as far as ripping up your AEW contract, I think there's a lot more story going on with that, obviously. But I don't know anything about that. I didn't actually see that either, by the way. I just read it and kind of think there's more to it with Jack Perry. So I don't want to comment on that yet. I want to find more about that out. But I appreciate that. Go Jackets on that 10-month membership, man. Make sure I got everybody on the membership chats. Hold on. I think I got everybody on the membership chats, guys. A lot of super chats, too. Let me go over to those before. I just want to make sure everybody's getting a shout out that is throwing BC a coffee. Whether already with the memberships monthly or with straight up super chats today. A lot of you guys are showing that love, so I want to make sure that I send it right back. First of all, let me give that proper salute to every single one of you guys, man. Even if you're not a channel member with a gold card after your name. My red team as well. Salute. I got to give you another salute. That was too good. Salute. Jane Donnelly started us off big time, man. Jane Donnelly took the place of Stegmeister in this one. Jane Donnelly is kicking us off. A double coffee, 10 spot. Super chat. What up, Amp Unit and BC? I'm back! Insert Eric Bischoff theme. You like how I hit that? Was just catching up on the vids I missed when the tube dropped the notification. Talk about good timing. Red and gold team, go! Jane Donnelly, glad you caught this live, man, and thanks for catching up on the uploads from the past. I've been putting up a lot of content the last several weeks for sure. So glad you're keeping up on it, brah. Jane Donnelly, always good to see you up in here, Jane. Thank you for the coffees, man. Always good to see Jane Donnelly. Gold status, by the way. Jane Donnelly celebrating 12-month membership. 1 month away. Ariel Cortez, 5-spot coffee. Ariel. Salute, dude. Congrats on the Pax win, BC. As a Cowboys fan, I'm still coping. Laugh my ass off. Ariel Cortez. I can't even fathom, man. Like I said just a couple minutes ago, I'm still trying to fathom what I witnessed last night. We're going in hoping to win, but as a Packer fan, you knew the chances were not good. We just wanted to play good, turn up the amplification, have passion, leave it all on the field, and have something to look forward to next year, something to build on. Never did we think we would win by that margin, by such a landslide, and by such it was a collapse by Dallas. So Ariel, as a Cowboys fan, I feel you, man. I've seen my team do it so many times, but to do it in the playoffs, it's heartbreaking. I understand. We're about to go to the 49ers. Listen, if we're not on our game, that's going to happen to us next week. Appreciate it, bro. Dr. Smooth Dude, 2-spot coffee. Dr. Smooth Dude, I'm just here to tell ya, the pack is back with the cheese head emojis. Love it. Where's my cheese head? Oh, my cheese head's, I think I got it stored away. Well, I got the helmet rocking. Yeah, we're back, brother, with Jordan Love, first year as a starting quarterback. And he is not just in the playoffs. We're going to the divisional round. We're doing big boy shit against the 49ers next week. This dude was 16 for 21, 273 yards, 3 touchdowns. Aaron Jones hit 3 touchdowns. Defense with 2 picks. One was a pick 6. I mean, this Green Bay Packer team, that was not the team that showed up all year, but it's the team I knew. They had that type of talent for sure. Yeah. No doubt. Iman, Favre, Rodgers to Love. You're not going to find an organization to have a triple threat like that over the last 30 years, and this could be another 15. This could be 45 plus years of dominance at the quarterback position for the green and gold. Dr. Spood, dude. Jack Brewer, 2-Spot Coffee. Jack Brewer says, been a Packer fan since Brett Favre. I was a little bit before you. I was in the Don Majowski days. So I remember when Packers were really horrible. We had no quarterback. We just had losing seasons. So Jack Brewer, you got some of the best of it, man, at the beginning. Christopher Blackshear, 2-Spot Coffee. Speedy recovery to Cora Jade. I'll be covering that, Christopher, in this very upload, man, in this live stream. So just give me a few minutes on that. Christopher, always good to see you up in here. Angel Alega. Angel, gold status as well. 10-Spot, couple of coffees. Jordan Love is the next big deal. He is incredible and will only get better. No doubt, Angel. If you ever caught any of my Packer reviews, my biggest critiques on Jordan Love is that he'll overthrow you by 10 yards. He'll underthrow you by 5. And he'll miss you completely. If you're on the sideline, he'll throw it into the front row, right? The first row of the crowd. When he misses, he misses. The last 7 games, he's turned it all around. Slowly but surely, and then just completely. And now he is literally, I think statistically, he was the second best rated quarterback in the league the last several weeks. In all the brackets. He was either first, second, or third was the farthest he was off track, third place. Everything else was first, second, yards, TD passes to interceptions, all of it. Number 2. Almost a perfect passer rating last night, too. If LaFleur didn't bring him back in the game when Dallas started to come back a little, and then he had an incompletion because he was already a little bit rusty here. He was taking his tape off. So he was really 16 for 20, which in the NFL, go figure, is actually a perfect passer rating. Anyway, Angel Alega, no doubt, man. Always good to see you up in here. I appreciate the kind words on my Green Bay Packers. I want to give a shout out over to Colin, who just left a super chat, 5-Spot Coffee. Colin says, I want to see Roman Reigns versus The Rock at WrestleMania. It's like I never got to see Rock versus Hogan when they aired back in 2002. Colin, that was one of the most magical matches ever because nobody anticipated the atmosphere to be like that. We knew Rock and Hogan was going to be pretty damn cool. Rock was an ultimate face. Hogan was the NWO heel. And yet Toronto, because that's the I think it was like WrestleMania 18. Because 2002, yeah, I think it was 18. And they were in Toronto, I believe, and that's Hogan country. So Hulk Hogan became the ultimate face. They were booing The Rock. The atmosphere was absolutely electric. It's one of those matches where, man, if Hulk Hogan won that match, you would not be able to hear yourself think. The place would have just went apeshit, bonkers, just wild. Like to another level we've never seen before. But The Rock ended up winning. So, but yeah, that was one of those magical matches because of the atmosphere. Appreciate the ups, guys. 100, man. I haven't even got to the stories yet. We're just doing shout outs, super chats, member chats. But I appreciate the 100. Let's take that to $1.50 live if you don't mind. Colin, one of the most magical matches ever, man. So we'll see what The Rock and Roman can do. If done correctly and the story is straight fire like it should be, this is going to be magical too, bro. I got to give a shout out over to Sev, 5-Spot Coffee. Sev, salute. BC, love the streams. Keep them coming. Your opinions. Rock versus Roman. This generation's Hulk versus Andre? ? Oh, so my opinion is Rock and Roman, this generation's Hulk Andre. Totally different, because I was around for the Hulk Andre stuff. That was a whole different shift. That was like Andre was the guy, and you just knew that it was now Hogan's WWF. And it was the classic, David Goliath story. There was a lot of just so much intrigue that Hulk and Andre, I don't think will ever be replicated. But if done correctly, Sev, Roman and Rock will never be duplicated because this is one of the biggest storylines we will ever come across in the history of pro wrestling. Rock and Roman, if done correctly, because it's already sitting in their lap, will be one of the best stories ever. I mean, The Rock is literally the provider of the family. And then you have Roman slowly but surely turn into this delusional, paranoid character where he feels he's the provider of the family. He's the tribal chief. And Rock lets it go for years. I don't want nothing to do with that. That's family. I don't want that type of drama, that tension. And finally, he says, enough. This dude's head is the size of Texas. Arlington Stadium, bare minimum. AT&T Stadium, Dallas, Texas, for the Cowboys. The dome piece of Roman Reigns is the size of that stadium. Somebody's got to do something about it. Not to mention, it's Philadelphia. This is where Rock held up Roman's hand, and Philadelphia booed The Rock out of the stadium because he was associated with Roman's hand being up. And the look on The Rock's face was never again. Remember that? Oh, you talk about full circle. You talk about finishing a story. That's why most of us are pumped up for Rock and Roman. That's a story that needs to be finished way more than any other. Nobody gives a fuck about part-time status. Nobody cares about he might take a position away from somebody else. Nobody cares. There's 2 nights of Mania. There's at least 16 matches that are going to go live. If you're not the actual main event, that's tough shit. I get it, man. Sucks. Professional wrestling is about the biggest matches on the grandest stage in the final position. That is Rock and Roman. No other way to say it. I mean, you can have different opinions. You may not like that. You may feel differently. It won't sway the facts. Sev, that's the best way I could put it, man. Andre and Hulk, a little different, just like this is different. And you could say that about some of the best feuds ever, right? Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. That will never be replicated because there was too many dynamics and areas that can never be touched again. So Roman and Rock is just one of those things. Interesting, though. Let me make sure I'm getting everybody here, guys. You guys are coming rocking on what is this, a Monday afternoon? I had to do it before the playoffs begin. Darian Romero, welcome to the Gold Team, a new and new. I have to tap into my Howard Finkel, man. Darian Romero, welcome to the Gold Unit, man. My board of directors just gained another seat at the table. And that is Darian Romero. You have just earned your channel membership gold card, but a seat at the table, man. Appreciate you, brah. Darian, in about 12 months, man, you will be celebrating that 1 year, and then you will be at the elite part of that table with JR9 and the Jack Brews and the Carlos Rays. Salute, brother. Always love seeing new channel members jump on and rock out with the unit. Darian Romero. Josh, 2-Spot Coffee. Begging Punk wins the title at WrestleMania, BC. First ever super chat, by the way. Josh, appreciate you, dude. Salute, Josh. Begging Punk wins the title at WrestleMania, BC. I think that's the way to do it. We're hearing that Sethington is going to take some time off after Mania. CM Punk and Sethington is the match for Mania. That's clear. I don't see any other way. Now, I understand people are going to be like, but he hasn't earned it, BC. He just got back, and they're going to throw the title on him. It's not fair to Shinsuke. It's not fair to Styles. It's not fair to McIntyre. It's not fair to Sheamus. It's not fair to Tozawa. I get it. Life's not fair, man. I get it, but it's the bigger business, man. CM Punk. You don't even have to be a fan of Punk. I can tell you that. It's best for business. Punk and Sethington. And if Sethington is going away, having the title on Punk, there's worse things in the world. I'm totally okay with that. And whoever beats Punk for the title is going to be elevated 1,000,000,000%. So trust me, you can still make wrestlers, guys. You can still make stars from Punk being the champion. Well, remember Iman. Hold on. Was that Iman? Where'd that just go? I lost the chat. Hold on. Hold on, guys. I don't know who that was. Hold on. Yeah, Iman. Punk is finishing his story. Well, remember what Punk said. I'm not here to finish any stupid story. He said, I'm just beginning mine. So remember that, man. Punk claims he's just starting his. Make sure I got everybody here, man. Kappa Owens, 5-spot. Man, you guys are rocking today, bro. I appreciate the Kappa Owens. Before I get to your super chat, let me just thank all you guys, man. I know this was on 27 minutes of notice on the middle of a Monday afternoon. And you guys are fucking showing that love and chucking coffees like it's nobody's business. Salute to every single one of you guys, man. I always want you guys to know it's right back at you. Kappa Owens with a 5-spot coffee says, thanks for the live stream, BC. Always appreciate it, mate. April Lee or Mercedes Moné for the Royal Rumble, ? First of all, thank you for showing up, Kappa Owens. Again, on 27, 28 minutes notice, you guys still show up, man. On a dime, you guys go, no, I gotta support BC, even if it's for 5 minutes. I gotta let BC know I'm up in here and supporting. So I thank you, Kappa Owens. As far as Mercedes and AJ Lee, yes and yes to both, please. I understand if we're lucky, we're most likely only going to get one of those. If we're lucky, even. So then it becomes, who would you guys want? Mercedes, Sasha Banks, or AJ Lee? So chat real quick. AJ, just one name. And I ain't asking you to do homework. Real quick, just put a name in the chat. AJ Lee or Sasha Banks. If you guys have the opportunity to bring one of these ladies back for the Royal Rumble, who are you choosing? Sasha Banks or AJ Lee? Kappa Owens, I appreciate the coffee, man, and the interesting conversation. Jack Brewer with a 2-spot. Oh, yeah, Jack, I think I've got a better Packer fan since Brett Favre. Yeah. And I told you, Jack, John. Who the fuck is John? Majowski. Don Majowski. Maybe John's his brother. Don Majowski days, which was before Brett Favre. You guys are kind of split. I'm seeing a lot of AJ Lee, actually. Hold on. That's not so split. A lot of AJ Lee over Sasha Banks. All right. So you guys want to see AJ motherfucking Lee. I do see some Sasha Banks support and love, though. I love both gals, obviously. This channel was based on Bray Wyatt and Sasha Banks. So, I mean, I guess that's where I would have to be pulled a little bit more. But interesting. Well, let me make sure I got everybody up in here. Hold on, man. Who was that? Kappa Owens. Yes, appreciate it big time, bro. And if you guys don't mind, we're over a half an hour. We just been going over super chats and membership super chats. Literally a half an hour just shooting the shit with you guys, man, and rocking out. Love it. Coming off a big Green Bay victory yesterday, BC feeling good. I say, you know what? Let's keep it rocking. I'll start off with some of these stories, though, man. Some of the quicker ones. I'll just rattle through these real quick. Cora Jade is out of action, injured. Cora Jade, NXT talent, and a real big hopeful for the main roster sooner rather than later. Cora Jade, we believe, is out with an ACL tear. So she is going to be out for a while. Now, this is leading to a bigger issue, guys. WWE's NXT brand, especially, is under fire right now. Huge backlash with their training staff. Apparently, there is a little bit of an internal investigation going on as to the training methods for WWE's Performance Center, more specifically the NXT brand, with Nikita Lyons and so many other females as of late. And I'm talking the females alone, guys. Forget the males. That's another story. The females alone are dropping like flies one by one, and these are abnormally alarming injuries. These are like torn MCLs and ACLs and meniscus, or all three of them. ACL, MCL, meniscus. They're tearing their tendons and their Achilles. These are injuries where you didn't see it at such an alarming rate in the past. Now you say, well, BC, back then they didn't complain, they just wrestled through it, so we just didn't know about it. No, these are injuries you ain't gonna walk on, much less wrestle. And maybe if you're talking like the 80s, maybe. But toward the end of the 90s, you were going to see somebody for those type of injuries. They were just few and far in between. You're seeing the same thing in any sport. Doesn't matter if it's football, basketball, baseball even. You're starting to see people drop. The New York Yankees, with the highest training payroll, has the most amount of injured players for the last 4 seasons. Do the math. They pay their trainers the most. They have the very best, supposedly, and we have the most injured players. And it's big injuries, guys. These aren't just freak accidents. Their muscles are tearing. Their tendons are tearing. This means the way you are training is not good. The way you are training, there is a big problem, and it starts with your trainers and the machines. Guys, I'm in these gyms constantly, 2-3 times a day at times. And I'm telling you right now, the machines, they keep getting wilder and crazier. Every time I go in there, basically, there's something new that's going to rip my muscles apart so they can rebuild and get bigger and stronger. There's just one problem. Are they really gonna? Or are they just gonna rip my fucking body apart? Because that's what these machines are doing. Today, these machines are really fucking up the athlete's body. I truly believe it's not just the training staff, it's the machines. Today, there's so much innovation, but how much of it is truly good for you? Guys, Cora Jade is just the latest victim, the latest in a string, especially of NXT females that are dropping like flies. So I'm glad to hear that there's a little bit of there's an internal investigation within the walls of WWE to try to crack down on what could be the cause of this. Well, I'm telling you what it is. It's 50% the trainers and 50% the equipment that they're using. It's got to stop. And you're seeing it throughout sports. People are not understanding. The trainers are just going along with it all. And I don't know if you guys know how this works. The trainers get paid a lot of money for promoting these new machines or promoting these new methods. That's just the way it is. So even if they don't believe in it, they're going to promote it. They're going to use it. They're going to get paid a lot of money for it. That's the problem. The medical industry has just become a multi-trillion-dollar conglomerate. And athletes are just the latest, I don't know, I don't want to say victims. They're the latest casualties in this massive new industry. It's always been, the medical industry has always been just trillions and trillions of dollars of a conglomerate, but now they're tapping into like sports, training. It's wild. That's a whole nother conversation, guys. But Cora Jade, just the latest, and that was the icing on the cake. WWE has seen and heard enough. Now they're fed up, and they're like, we're dropping too many of these wrestlers at times where we actually do have plans for them. Moving on, this is a funny story, man. Good for the girl that was saved, actually. Not too funny, I should say. Hogan is an actual real American hero. Hulk Hogan recently saved a woman whose car flipped over. Hulk Hogan pulls over, runs to the aid of this lady, and drags her from the wreckage. Or at least that's the way the story is told. Like an old great Sopranos Italian tale. Hulk Hogan saved this woman from the wreckage. When it comes crushing down and it hurts inside. A real American hero. Hulkamania, brother. Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. And Jordan Love, the Green Bay Packer quarterback, he pulled over on his way to practice the other day. A lady was stuck in snow on her way to work. Jordan Love saw this girl stuck, pulled over, and had to pull her from the stuckage. And then the lady's like, are you Jordan? And he's like, possibly. And she's like, selfie? And he's like, fuck. But he did smile for it. Moving on, CM Punk scheduled for a massive appearance, man. A big matchup for CM Punk. And it appears that this is going to alleviate the absence of Roman Reigns at the Elimination Chamber. We are now hearing that CM Punk is scheduled for the Elimination Chamber. He is going to be in Australia, and they have something big planned for Punk. You have to believe that's a match, right? And you have to believe that's with the Drew McIntyre. Drew B. McIntyre just put out a promo, by the way, within the last 24 hours. He was sitting inside of a ring, and he was pissed off that CM Punk on Monday Night Raw said that one of his good strong suits is not speaking, right? He's not good talking. So he was pissed off, so he cut like a 3 or 4 minute promo on his little device and for his social doohickey machine, and he was just ripping into CM Punk. So you see that this wasn't ended on Monday Night Raw. This is obviously going to keep going, and I don't know, man. They're going to have big plans for CM Punk. It looks like every time that Roman cannot compete, they're going to alleviate the pressure by putting in somebody like CM Punk. And it makes sense because Roman Reigns is only scheduled for 2 matches into summer. He's going to have a match at the Rumble. That's going to be the Fatal 4-Way with Orton, Styles, and Knight. And then he's only scheduled for 1 more wrestling match, and that's going to be WrestleMania, we believe, against The Rock. Only 2 matches. And then if he does come out of Mania, because we expect him to still have the title against The Rock, we expect Roman Reigns to then go to SummerSlam and take Hulk Hogan's record of the longest reign. So he will only have Bruno Sammartino in his way. So they're setting Roman Reigns up for an easy path to Hulk Hogan. Only 2 matches, Rumble, WrestleMania, walk away with the title, enter SummerSlam with the title, and then we'll see from there. Maybe that's where Cody will finish his story, maybe SummerSlam. But it looks like they are going to go, and I told you guys this in the past, it looks like they are going to go with Roman getting Hulk Hogan's record. So, because Paul Levesque McMahon, his favorite person in the world is Bruno Sammartino. His second favorite is Roman Reigns right now, if not Charlie Flair. So for Paul Levesque McMahon, this is his wet dream. I mean, this is Bruno being chased by Roman Reigns for the longest title reign. I mean, for Paul Levesque McMahon, that's everything he would have ever wanted as a kid. Looks like that's what he's going to go for. So we'll see, man. But CM Punk, they're going to utilize him when Roman's absence is kind of looming large. Bayley was hilarious recently. She was talking about a possible surprise entrant in the Rumble, AJ Mendez. And she says that this actually was a big conversation. People are like, whoa. Now, we know she's kidding, but this is how much people like Bayley would love to have her back, AJ Lee. Bayley says she would let AJ Lee throw her over the top rope if she returns. How's that for a bargaining chip? If you come back, I will let you throw me over the top, bruh. Just come back. Be the surprise. Speaking of Bayley, go over the betting odds real quick, man. Let's do this now. Yeah, JR9, but Bayley's responded. Bayley's just hilarious anyway. She's actually in these betting odds, guys. Give me a second. Hold on, where are they? Okay, here we go. So do you guys want to do the we'll go over the dudes first, all right? We'll go over the men's Royal Rumble match. These are the actual betting odds, the very latest. This is any and all insider information. This is what Vegas is literally putting their money on. So usually there's several people that have the most insider knowledge imaginable. Of course, they don't know for sure, or maybe they do. But this is what they are hearing. Sometimes people within the walls are trying to throw them off. Sometimes they're in on the gig and want to share in that revenue. So they're giving you accurate information. But these are the latest Vegas betting odds, guys. The top person right now to win the Royal Rumble, this is what Vegas is putting their money on, CM Punk. CM Punk is the favorite to win the Royal Rumble. That would make sense if you're going for the Sethington-Rollins match. So that absolutely makes sense, actually. I can absolutely see that. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, it would be an epic story. It will be a good match. We would be captivated. It's just not the right time. Right now, we're still arguing about Rock or Cody Rhodes, right? Some people are even saying Randy Orton. There's no place for CM Punk right now with Roman. They're just not. This is not the time for it. CM Punk and Sethington, that makes sense. It is the time for it. Him winning the Rumble would set him up for such. The second biggest name to win this, man, Vegas is putting their money. The second one. I don't understand this. Unless he's going to drop his IC title, but then then CM Punk would get booted because it would only be Sethington he would be going for, not Roman. It's Gunther. Gunther is the second odds-on favorite to win the Royal Rumble. Again, Gunther versus Roman doesn't make sense now, so that would only leave Sethington. Seth and Punk is the match, though. And again, Gunther, or you could do title versus title, I guess. And Seth is taking time off anyway. So then Gunther wins the title, and then it's the Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan WrestleMania 6. I don't know if you guys remember that, but for everybody that says the Warrior was a sucky wrestler, WrestleMania 6 was a really good match. Warrior Hogan. Just like WrestleMania 7, Randy Savage the Macho Man versus Warrior, one of my favorite matches. So the dude could wrestle, cut the shit. For all the naysayers that like to just spread BS on the Ultimate Warrior's name, fuck that. Warrior was really good when he needed to be. But anyway, Warrior went in there as the IC champion. A lot of people don't remember that. They just think it was for the world title. Hogan had the world title. Warrior had the IC, title versus title, and Warrior walked out with both, the heavyweight and the IC. So I guess you would have to do Gunther still holding on to the IC, taking on Sethington, and then he walks away with both. But then you're booting CM Punk. So now I'm going to take it to the chat. Guys, one name down below. Who do you want taking the title from Sethington? Gunther or CM Punk? Put one name in that chat, please. I'm going to take a couple swigs of coffee. I'm going to let you guys take control of the stream. WrestleMania. Seth Rollins is going away. He's got to lose the title. Who is it to? CM Punk or Gunther? A lot of you guys are saying Punk. Maggie and a few others are saying Gunther. But I'm seeing overwhelming Punk. Rocky713, Gunther. Melissa and Iman and Mikkel and Durant all saying Punk. Elizabeth saying Punk. Isaiah saying Punk. Kappa Owens, CM Punk. Easy Mode. Eddie says Punk. Punk for sure, says Malachi. Letitia says Punk. Jerry says Punk. Deontay says Punk. Sarah says Gunther. Big Nang says R-Truth. And then a Damian cash-in. Damian with that briefcase was a botch. He does not fit here any. Damian Priest is a botch. I mean, there's no place for him cashing in anywhere. It's kind of sad what they did. That Money in the Bank is not well thought out. It hasn't been for years. Dogs Creed says Punk. Cecil says Punk. Juan says Punk. It's a lot more Punk. A lot more CM Punk. So you guys are speaking, and I think that's what I mean by Gunther doesn't make sense. Now's not the time because it has to be, I feel, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. So I don't understand, but Vegas knows something that we don't. So he must be heavily talked about right now behind the scenes. Gunther is number 2 behind CM Punk. The third odds-on favorite, guys. We'll go, and I'm only going to give you the top 7 from the men and the ladies. 7 names of each. The number 3 odds-on favorite behind CM Punk and Gunther is Cody Rhodes. So if you did Cody Rhodes, then you would have to say he's going for Roman, and then we know Roman's pulling double duty. Rock one night of Mania in the main event, and then the second night he will also be the main event against Roman, and I guess Seth and CM Punk would then be booted, right? Because Cody wouldn't win the Rumble and then go for Seth Rollins' title. See, I'm trying to say, guys, I'm giving you guys the Vegas odds-on favorite, but I'm giving you the realism behind it, and if it makes sense. Each one of these names attached to them is a conversation that needs to be had. So I'm not trying to be the Debbie Downer. It'd be great for all of these people to win. I get it, but does it make sense? Cody, okay. The people that want him to finish the story, they'll be ecstatic. But now you can pretty much guarantee that Punk and Seth is being booted. Because now we know The Rock and Roman is going to be at Mania. I doubt very much they're going to start WrestleMania on one of the nights. Cody Rhodes, possible. Now, 4 and 5. This is where it gets tricky to me. Number 4 is LA Knight to win the Rumble, and number 5 is Randy Orton, odds-on favorite. Now, both of these dudes are in the title match, the Fatal 4-Way. Now, JR9, correct me if I am wrong, but I don't believe that they are added to the Rumble as well. Not as of yet, correct? So maybe Vegas is hearing, insiders, that they're going to do some schmozzery that's going to allow the individuals to also be in the Rumble match. Maybe they get screwed and Nick Aldis puts them in the Rumble match. Possible. I was hearing Brock Lesnar could show up and take everybody out. Paul Heyman has a massive grin on his face. Roman doesn't know what's happening, but he's going to cover whatever sumbitch he needs to cover. And everybody's like, what the fuck? Is Brock working with Paul now? I was hearing that was something that could happen. Or the stereotypical bloodline interference. But could Nick Aldis then put LA Knight and Randy Orton in that match because of the schmozzery? Because I don't understand how they're 4 and 5 if they're already getting a title opportunity earlier in the night. Doesn't make sense, but Vegas has number 4, LA Knight, number 5, Randy Orton. LA Knight winning the Rumble doesn't make sense. He wouldn't be going for Seth or Roman. As much as it would be a cool moment, he doesn't fit into either title picture. Randy Orton would be epic. Randy versus Roman would be the only match. Again, he doesn't fit in. We already have a problem with Rock and Cody. Where the fuck are you putting in Randy Orton? Randy Orton should be taking on Cody Rhodes for the title. But you can't go Randy Orton, Seth Rollins. I feel I already saw that at Mania. Did I not? Yes, I did. Because I remember the finish. It was epic. Rollins goes for the stomp. Orton lifts up at the last second. Sethington goes up into the air like 865 feet. Straight into an RKO on his landing. It was one of the best, coolest endings. One of the best RKOs I've ever seen. So I know for a fact I saw that at WrestleMania already. You're not going to see Randy Orton versus Sethington Rollins, nor does it make sense. So 4 and 5 is very odd to BC, but we'll see. The 6th top name to win the Rumble. Vegas is putting their money. Again, there's 5 dudes ahead of him. But this guy climbed from 17 just 3 days ago to now number 6. This is telling us that Vegas is hearing something big. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is now catapulted to the 6th spot. He was just at 17 3 days ago. So you don't see jumps like that usually with Vegas unless an insider has heard something and they're going to put the money on it. The Rock just went up. 11 spots? Something's up there, man. Could The Rock actually... I guess that would set up Rock Roman. What am I saying? I guess that does make sense. You don't need that, though. There's a billion ways to set Rock and Roman. You don't even need The Rock to win the Rumble in Tampa, St. Petersburg, Florida. A Tropicana field. You do not need that to set Rock and Roman. I would save that victory for somebody else. But that is a way. That is a way to set that up. But anyway, guys, he was at 17. He is now catapulted to 6. You usually don't see that. The 7th spot is Drew McIntyre. And if I can tap into my inner Vince McMahon here, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, there is no chance in hell that Drew McIntyre wins this match. There's no way. He already took on Sethington 87 times recently. Okay, maybe just a couple, but we've seen it 87 times in the past. That's not a Mania main event. We all know that. And Drew versus Roman, we've already been to that dance. Drew's already won the title at a WrestleMania. Now, that was during the Plandem era, I understand, so he kind of got screwed out of that. But I don't see how with all of these mega matches, we're already arguing over what match should be where. Drew McIntyre does not fit into either title picture. So him winning this Rumble is completely irrelevancy at the highest regard. Woo! That was just the men's side of things. I don't know how you guys feel about all those names, guys, but that's what it is. The Rock. So what are you guys talking about? UFL starting soon, commitment. Yeah, that's exactly why The Rock is doing this now, this Mania match. Because his football league is kicking. He just merged the USFL and the XFL. It's the UFL now, United Football League, and they start 6 days before WrestleMania. So of course he's doing a big WrestleMania match. There's no better promotion than to be on the grandest stage, right? You're tapping into the exact audience that you hope is going to watch your football league. Predominantly 18 to 49 males, right? And a lot more females are watching pro wrestling too now. You're hoping you can tap into that. A lot of people are not thinking straight. They're like, oh, he's got other things going on, basically. He's got movies and he's got the football league. There's no way he can do all this. This is the exact time you're going to do it. It's called promotion. He only has to appear a couple of times. His new contract is supposed to be around only 5 dates, multi-million dollars. This guy only has to show up and cut a promo. And then on the actual night, he just has to wrestle for 20 some odd minutes. I don't know what you guys are not understanding. This does not take a rocket scientist to fit this into his schedule. This is massive promotion. Massive. I'm starting to see a lot of that in the community. He's too busy, guys. I don't know why you think he's going to have a match. What do you mean he's too busy? He only has to do 2 Raw appearances and then a match. It ain't that much. Millions of dollars on the line. And he's trying to tap into that core audience where 6 days before Mania, he hopes, is going to watch his football league. This is big time. This is really big. So this is exactly why Rock has these projects that he desperately needs to promote to a certain demographic. It's the wrestling demographic. So we'll see, man. So again, the list, the top 7 names to win the Rumble, as advised by the financial gurus, the betting odds. CM Punk is your front runner right now. Gunther at number 2, Cody Rhodes 3, LA Knight 4, Randy Orton 5, The Rock 6, Drew McIntyre 7. The fastest riser is The Rock. And so I have to find out more about what they know about The Rock winning the Rumble. Now, for the ladies, the Women's Royal Rumble, the front runner is just should not be happening. There's no reason to. This is not fun. This is not the funnest you can do. This is not the most captivating. So let me get a swig of coffee. I'll tell you who the front runner is. Vegas is putting their money on this individual, and that's just not fun to me. Becky Lynch is supposed to win the Rumble. I don't understand that at all. I understand if maybe you want to get to a Rhea Ripley match, right? Okay, think of 1,000 different creative ways to get there, but spending or using a whole Rumble match to get to that destination, that's not a fun journey. That's not a fun ride at all. That's a bumpy road. You're getting a flat tire on that road. You're with the family members in that car that you just never like to be around anyway, right? Uncle Chuck is fucking down in his fucking soda and stuffing down burritos, farting out his ass the whole trip. Got fucking Uncle Jim fucking burping and shit. You got Auntie Sally, who knows what smell is coming from her. You just want out of that car. You do not want to be on that journey. Well, Becky Lynch winning the Rumble, how is that igniting the road to WrestleMania? Stop. But she is the front runner, guys. You know it ain't going to be Becky Lynch going for Io Sky's title. So it would only be Ripley and Becky. I'm okay with the match. Please don't spend the Rumble finish on that buffoonery, because that is buffoonery. Bayley is number 2 to win the Rumble. That makes a little bit more sense. First and foremost, she desperately needs good booking for like 2 years now. Number 2, she would shock the damage control in the pro wrestling world by not going for Rhea. She would go for her own Io Sky. So instead of damage control just turning on her up front, you could really add a dynamic to this, right? I'm choosing to go for your title. You guys have been pretty much neglecting me and casting me to the wayside. Now, I'm taking your title. I'm going to remind you just to know who the fuck I am. So Bayley actually makes sense. It would be fun. It would be great if Sasha Banks was to come back. And if Banks doesn't win this, Banks somehow helps Bayley. And maybe they fend off damage control on the road to WrestleMania. I think that would be pretty damn cool. Not that I like seeing Sasha play second fiddle, but it at least would be a badass championship build. Jade Cargill is in the 3rd betting odds spot. Jade Cargill, this does not shock me. I would think Jade Cargill, by the time Rumble hits the airwaves next Saturday night, I wouldn't be shocked if Jade Cargill flip-flops one of these spots. Either Becky or Bayley gets Das Boot into the 3rd spot, and Jade gets bumped up at least 1. I think Jade Cargill has a real chance to win this son of a bitch. And at that point, you gotta believe it's Rhea Ripley. I just don't see Jade and Io. The 4th one boggles my dome piece. I don't understand this. This is absurdity. Raquel Rodriguez is in the 4th spot. Vegas is betting on Raquel Rodriguez. What the fuck are we talking about? Even if you love Raquel, that's great, by the way. And we wish her the best, by the way. Some health stuff going on with Raquel. That she's opened up about, and she hopes to be back sooner rather than later. All the best to Raquel. And of course we want good booking for her, because then hopefully we all care about Raquel. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, man, Raquel Rodriguez, who has not had any good booking since she's been on the roster, none. Raquel Rodriguez, out of nowhere, winning the Royal Rumble. Is your audience supposed to then go, well, shit, I'm a Raquel fan now. I'm so proud of her. That's not what the Rumble is about, bro. If that's the case, then Mia Yim should be winning. Candice LeRae should win this thing then. Fuck it. Send in Tiffany Stratton and my fucking girl Roxy. Tiffany Stratton, Roxy, any one of them, because now we're just getting silly. Raquel Rodriguez is going to win the Rumble? Stop. But guys, she is literally in the 4th spot. Money is being placed on her. And again, these lists, this is the most insider type info you're going to get, right? This is where Vegas money is being put down on. So I don't know where they're getting Raquel. Obviously, she's going to be a surprise entrant returning in the Rumble. I think that's what they know for sure. What that's telling you is Vegas has inside information. She's going to be back for the Rumble. Okay. Doesn't mean she should be winning this son of a bitch. In the 5th spot is Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair does not make sense either. We've already seen, her and Ripley that's a muscle match. We've seen that in the past though, right? Can somebody correct me? Have we seen Rhea and Belair? I feel like we have. And Io and Belair, they've been facing each other all year, it seems. Bianca Belair and Damage Control nonstop. You do not need a Rumble victory to set up the same type of matches we've been getting all through 2023. You guys know that. Okay, so JR9 is saying Bianca and Rhea never did happen. So I guess that could be the muscle match. If you didn't go Becky and Rhea or Jade Cargill and Rhea, I guess Becky and Rhea does make sense then. I don't know. Man, I just don't feel like that's the way to go about it. I'm okay with just a regular feud leading to Rhea and Bianca. I don't know if I need, and I love Bianca, I do. I just don't know if Bianca winning the Rumble is the best thing right now. Weird. Nia Jax is in the 6th spot. No. I'm just going to leave it at that. You don't need me to discuss anything. People are placing money on Nia Jax in the 6th spot. Nia Jax. So what? You build her up even bigger. You don't get to a Jade Cargill match, which is what they're trying to do, right? Because that is leading to a title match. So what are you saying? Nia wins the title at Mania and then you set up a SummerSlam title match with Jade Cargill? It doesn't make sense. Everything that Nia is doing right now is to eventually lead to Jade Cargill slaying the big bad monster beast. Nia winning this makes no sense. And then there's Asuka. I would love that. Asuka won the Rumble in the past. She failed at WrestleMania because she went against the Golden Child, Charlie Flair. And there was no way that Charlie Flair was losing that match. So poor Asuka, with a winning streak on the line and the Rumble victory, went into WrestleMania and she actually lost the match, did not get the title, and lost her winning streak. It was over. The only thing that didn't happen is she didn't lay down next to a rubber chicken. Everything else, it was just a horrendous night booking-wise for Asuka. She's in the number 7 spot. So again, it's Becky Lynch, Bayley, Jade Cargill, Raquel Rodriguez, Bianca Belair, Nia Jax, and Asuka. Out of that, I think I would be okay with Bayley and... if you're going Becky and Bianca, you better set it up beautifully because I don't know if that's captivating me. Bayley, if done correctly, no doubt. That pretty much is cool. Love to see Sasha help her out somehow. Jade Cargill would be... I would appreciate that. I like Jade. There'd be a lot of pissed off fans going, are you kidding me? That's how you debuted her, to take everybody out and win the Rumble. You'd have a lot of pissed off fans. I'd be okay with it. Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, I don't know where they're getting those names from, but just like the dudes, LA Knight, Randy Orton, they're in the title match. Why would they be in the Rumble match unless there's a story that will develop that night that Vegas knows about? Roman Reigns is the overall favorite by a large margin for the Universal Championship, guys. Roman Reigns will defeat Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and LA Knight. When you see a large margin like that, that usually tells you there's enough inside information. Roman will not be dropping his title. We already know that, especially with Mania. And it looks like he's going to walk out of Mania with the title anyway. but he will not be dropping it at the Rumble. Logan Paul will be defeating Kevin Owens. Again, that is a large margin. So Logan Paul will be going into WrestleMania with the U.S. Championship. We do expect that to be LA Knight versus Logan. I just can't stand that as a consolation prize, because LA Knight should have had that long ago, that United States title. He looked like a chump, like he didn't even belong in that league. And then here we are, he fails at the Universal title against Roman. And after all these months, he's right back trying to go for the U.S. title. It just doesn't seem right. I'd rather LA Knight be in a big storyline for Mania that has nothing to do with a mid-card title. Logan Paul will be defeating Kevin Owens by a large margin, so it looks to be pretty accurate. Kappa Owens, 2-spot coffee. I just caught that in the chat. Kappa Owens, Asuka should have the reign. EO has now, BC. Oh, about 10 times over, Kappa Owens. And don't get it twisted. I love that EO has it. EO is one of the best female wrestlers on the planet. I am so glad she has this opportunity. I'm so glad they gave her a long title reign, and she's had some great matches that has finally shown people that never gave her a second look. They finally looked over and go, oh, she's actually really good. But you are absolutely right. I've said it for 5 years on this channel. Asuka has been destroyed by WWE booking since she's gotten to the main roster. That's not saying she hasn't had big moments, guys. Rumble victory, the Money in the Bank briefcase, right? Title shots and even championship reigns, if you call them that. But they never invested in her booking-wise. There's a difference between some good moments and investing. Sasha Banks has had some good moments. They never invested in her booking-wise. You know, it's wild, is they both have one thing in common. There was one name that always was their roadblock. Charlie Flair blocked Asuka 6 times at least when she should have had a big moment leading to really good booking. Charlie Flair would block her at every time. I'm not blaming Ashley Flair, by the way. That's WWE booking to blame. And Sasha Banks was the same thing. It was always Charlie Flair giving the title right back to Charlie so she could patent the stats and get closer to Ric Flair, her father's number of 16. It was always her to be the main event at WrestleMania. It was always her to have the bigger moments and the better booking. And you could go down the line. There's so many females that were kind of roadblocked by Charlie. And again, that's not her fault. It's WWE's booking. They always saw her as the golden child. Vincent Kennedy loved her, and Paul Levesque McMahon loves her even more. So anyway, that's a long-winded answer, Kappa Owens. But yeah, Asuka absolutely should have had what EO has now. I'm glad EO has this. And for Asuka, there was a time not long ago, I think it was around WrestleMania last year, right? Asuka was turning more into Kana Asuka. Remember Kana, the character, a little bit more devious, a little bit more diabolical as a heel. And they did nothing with it. And then she turned face like a week later, and then she was a heel like 4 weeks. They flip-flopped her. They didn't know what to do with Akana Asuka. That was such a dropped ball in the end zone. Anyway, hold on. Let me give another salute to that super chat. Who was that? That was Kappa Owens. Let me give you a proper salute, bro. Appreciate the coffee, Kappa Owens. Hold on, let me get that back up. So that's what I got for you on the betting ads, guys. That is, in Royal Rumble is just, it's next Saturday. It's like, what is that, 12 days away? So, pretty huge. Now, Monday Night Raw tonight, let me set the stage for you. Monday Night Raw tonight is headlined by Jinder Mahal versus Sethington Rollins for the World Championship. Now, a lot of people rolled their eyes at this last week. Some people are still doing that today. But there's going to be a lot more eyeballs on it, thanks to Tony Khan from Alternative Entertainment Wrestling. Tony Khan put the spotlight on this match. It was the old school Tony Schiavone, right? Where Bischoff knew that Mick Foley was going to win the title. It was a taped show of Raw. Nitro was whooping their ass at that point. And Tony Schiavone goes, oh, Mick Foley is going to win their world title. That should put a lot of asses in seats. And everybody switched simultaneously to watch Mick Foley, and WWE never looked back. They ended up kicking the shit out of WCW not long after WCW would go out of business. I'm not saying the same thing's happening with Alternative Entertainment Wrestling, but it's pretty fun. You want to be careful of that, right? There's throwing jabs and throwing some digs. And then there's like putting a spotlight. There's a lot of people that couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. And by the way, guys, it couldn't care less. That's one of the biggest pet peeves I have, right? There's so many people in the world, they think it's, I could care less. I could care less about that. It's I couldn't, with an N apostrophe T. I couldn't care less, right? Because that's telling somebody I could not care any less about you. So it's couldn't. Always remember that in the English language. I appreciate that. Anyway, could not care less about Jinder Mahal versus Sethington. And now they have to see it. This is what Tony Khan is so pissed off about. Tony Khan is irate, pissed off that Jinder Mahal gets a title match. I gotta see this now. Is Paul Levesque McMahon gonna throw the title on Jinder for a week? It's pretty funny, man. It's pretty, you guys are too much. It's put a spotlight on it for sure. Somebody said it. Well, who is that in the chat? Alante? I got it on the smaller screen. I can't get it on the big, but Alante, I think it was. Tony put Jinder over. Pretty much, bro. I mean, there's definitely a spotlight that was not there before. Or at least, Maggie, like take the phone away from the dude. Something definitely has to be. Oh, we're one away from 150 on the ups, by the way. Fuck yeah, man. 27 minutes notice on a Monday afternoon, and we're about to hit 150 on the ups. Smash that shit, and then I guess, fuck it, let's go to 200. If you're catching this not live, future amplified unit on the replay, salute to you guys too, man. You're here in live spirit, don't worry. But smash that up if you're the future unit as well. Appreciate it. Jinder Mahal Sethington. That is your main event tonight. And even BC will... I like Jinder Mahal. I'm actually a big supporter of Mahal. But Tony Khan just made it a lot more fun for BC and a lot of us. Also, they're promoting Gunther. He's returning tonight. He just had a kid with his significant other. Their first, I believe, right? So he was having some time off with his new family. Gunther is a family man now. Good for him. He is back, and I guess they're going to set something up. Maybe long-term, maybe past Rumble, maybe even start setting something up for Mania. I guess he's going to include himself into the Rumble tonight, right? So we'll see. Gunther returns tonight. And then there's just two awkward tag matches with the Judgment Day, right? Miz and R-Truth versus Balor and Priest. And Dominic and McDonuts versus DIY. So Paul Levesque McMahon loves to do a bunch of tag matches for his shows. It takes up a lot of time. Doesn't take a lot of creativity. I wish that would stop a little bit. But looks like we're going to get two more random tag matches. We'll see. As long as there's some care put into it, right? At the end of these matches, there's some type of story that's derived from it, right? Just don't go through the motions. This is TV time on prime time cable television. Captivate us, bro. Don't just do tag matches for the sake of tag matches. Cody, I did not see CM Punk advertised for tonight. Now, anybody in the chat, you can confirm or deny that, but I've checked with 3 different sources, if you will, and I am hearing nothing about Punk. So, and that's 3 totally different. So they don't even shoot the shit with one another, and they all said the same thing. We're hearing nothing about a surprise from Punk. Not an advertisement for sure. Punk has not been advertised. But even a surprise, I was hearing no. That doesn't mean he can't. You know, a surprise is a surprise. Look at what happened at the Survivor Series. We all said he wasn't showing up. All of a sudden, Cult the Personality played. But I'm just telling you what I heard. He's not supposed to be there. JR9 says no appearance for Punk expected to be on next. So there you go. So JR9, just check that again too. By the way, maybe WWE has the latest promotion on their site. Thank you, JR9. Maximus Sage, what up, Maximus? Always good to see Maximus Sage up in here. 7-month membership. Gold team, my dude. Sending you love and go pack go. Tony shouldn't hinder Jinder. I see what you did there. My dude, sending you love, as in Jordan Love. Go, Pack, go. Appreciate that, Maximus. I'm still stunned by that game last night, man. We'll go into San Francisco this Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll see what we can do against them. As far as Tony Khan, he tried to hinder Jinder. He may have just got Jinder over more than he was. Definitely put a spotlight on this match tonight. Maximus, I appreciate the 7-month gold membership, man. That seat at the board of directors, man. Always good to have you at that table. Guys, I think that's everything, right? We went over the Rumble betting odds, Monday Night Raw tonight, CM Punk, a big scheduled appearance for him coming up. We went over that. Cora Jade's injury leading to an internal investigation of the training staff in NXT for WWE. That was a big story. We went over that. Hulk Hogan saved a young lady from wreckage, a real American hero. We went over that. Bayley and what she had to say about a surprise entry in the Rumble. If it happened, what she would do. We talked about that. So that's it, man. I'm going to let you guys go watch the playoffs. I think they're on right now. Buffalo and Pittsburgh, a game that was supposed to be on yesterday, but because of the blizzard, got moved to today. They may have postponed it another hour. I'm not sure, but I think it's on the airwaves now. So I have a couple 2-3 things to do first, and then I'll at least catch 2 to 3 quarters of this game. But for all you guys, man, until next time, and there will be that next time, I assure you, within the next 24 hours, the Monday Night Raw review. I hope they knock it out of the park tonight, man. This is already WrestleMania season, all right? The last couple of shows, SmackDown and Raw, I feel like they're on cruise control. Let's start to put that foot deep down on that pedal, that gas pedal. Let's really rock this show tonight, Levesque McMahon. Let's do it, bruh. Salute, unit. Much love and respect. Till next time. BC and his unit saying, look at that, bro. Look at this. Look at this. This is Tommy Bahama. Do you guys know what Tommy Bahama is? That's some expensive shit, by the way. Tommy Bahama, bro. Look at that. Got this down in Orlando, Florida. Look at that. That's legendary right there, man. All right, that's it. Salute. Check you.